Hey, I'm going to share with you a few stories that I've been reflecting on as of late, and they have to do with predatory instincts. So, when I talk about predatory instincts, you could also call these programs of the matrix of the mind. Um, but it's really interesting. Some people have like an instinct where they punish vulnerability, like on sight. Predators, when they see vulnerability, they have this like instinct to act like a predator. And I've like witnessed this with clear eyes. So I wanted to share it with you guys because it's really interesting. It's really cool. So the first story I'm going to share kind of has to do with narcissistic family systems. If you don't know what that is, like knowing what the narcissistic family system is like really important when you're healing from abuse. But regardless, so I was going on this hike, and I was kind of tired. I was in my sweatpants. I had a Chick-fil-A Arnold Palmer, and yeah. So I was walking up this hike. I was kind of tired. It was like a long uphill hike, so I didn't really want to finish it. But I heard like a message from my spirit guides. They were like telling me that I need to go up to the top. Like I need to go up to the top, and I was like, oh, fine. I'll do it. So I get to the top, and at the top of this hike, there's this big rock that you can climb up on. Like, I'm talking a huge rock. And so it's probably like a 15 to 20 foot climb. It's not like a hard climb, that you can, yeah, but you can climb up. So I get to this, like, to the place where you can climb up. I get to it, and there's this mom at the bottom taking pictures of her kids. So halfway up the climb is this platform that you can stand on. So this mom is taking pictures of her teenagers, and there's a little girl next to her. And the little girl looked so scared, and she's probably, I don't know, there's probably many reasons why she looked terrified. I mean, her siblings were on a big rock, whatever. But she looked terrified, and I gave her a big smile when I walked up. And the mom continued taking pictures. And I'm waiting there for like 5 minutes. And the way that this climb is set up is like I could have went up, but they were taking pictures, and um, it's a little bit dangerous for me to like go past them. So I did. So I waited, and this smile that I gave to this child actually activated the predatory instincts of her mom. Um, so basically, after they're done taking pictures, and I've been waiting there for a few minutes, all of a sudden they're just standing there in silence. Like the mom's not saying anything. The kids are just standing there in silence. And so I'm trying to go up to the top of the rock. So I was like, so I said something. I was like, hey, are you guys going up? Because I'm trying to go up. And then the mom got angry. She said something. I don't quite remember what she said, but it was very volatile. And I gave her this look of like, what did you just say to me? That was the look I gave her. Her reaction was very disproportionate to my like polite question. And then she ended up saying something like, just go up. Like, if you want to go up, then just go. And so I set down my Chick-fil-A cup. I was pretty mad because I wanted to bring my Chick-fil-A cup up with me, but I had to take a more dangerous route to go past the teenagers. So I set my Chick-fil-A cup down, and I was like, fine. And I think I said something like, I didn't know that you guys don't know how to talk like humans. So I was mad. And then I scaled that rock in like 30 seconds. Like, I'm telling you, I stormed my way up the rock, and the kids moved out of my way. And yeah, so it was kind of like it was a powerful experience for many different ways, and for many different reasons. Because first of all, the old version of me would not have looked that mom in the eyes and that. The old version of me probably would have cried and went back to my car for sure. But the new version of me stood up to that woman. And that's where our power comes from in this world as light workers and spiritual people. Our power over the matrix and the system is when we stand up for ourselves. Because I kid you not, these people, like that mom, they may not have had anyone ever stand up to them in their lives. I'm not joking. They are so used to dominating and intimidating people because the matrix is set up in such a way that there is great punishment for standing up for yourself. But they're so used to it that this woman, this mom, thought that she was entitled to the rock climb. Thought she was entitled to it. Thought that she had the authority to try and intimidate me into not being a burden for her kids. And so this was how this relates to predatory instincts, is that in a narcissistic family system, when you act off script, you become a threat for the predators to attack you. So I'm speculating here, but the child that was next to the mom, she kind of reminded me of myself when I was a kid. She could have been the scapegoat or the invisible child, but she kind of reminded me of myself. And she looked terrified, and she looked shy and quiet. And when I gave her that big smile, I broke the script. Because in a narcissist system, you don't smile at the scapegoat or the invisible child. The invisible child needs to be invisible, and the scapegoat needs to be bullied. You don't smile at the scapegoat, you be cruel to the scapegoat. You don't smile at the scapegoat, you bully the scapegoat. And when you break the script, you position yourself as a threat to the narcissist's control. Because if the scapegoat realizes that they don't deserve how they're treated, and the other kids realize that the scapegoat doesn't deserve how they're treated, the whole system collapses. And so this is why narcissists attack you when you break their script. They can sense when you're threatening their control. Which is crazy. It's crazy. And this, I don't know about you, any other nature lovers on my channel, but this actually happens to me a lot. When I'm outside in nature, people and their families will come up to me and try and dominate me out of the space. Like I was sitting by the river once, and I had a family come over, and their kids were playing like right next to me, and I was like, whatever, they can play right next to me. But then they started like sitting like right on top of me, right next to me, to force me to leave. And I've had another woman like come and bring her dogs to splash me, and then say she was sorry, even though she just let her dogs come over to splash me because they wanted the spot I was in. Like, people act a fool in nature sometimes. Like, they think they are so entitled to the space that they're like, oh, we'll just push her out, we're more important. What? But yeah, so here's another example. This is the predatory instincts that some people have. Another example of this happened when I was waiting tables with a trainer. And my table, I was leading, if you know, so basically I was controlling the section and doing all the work while my trainer was shadowing me to ensure that I was doing it correctly and help me out if I needed it. And so I asked the table, I said something like, are you guys ready to order? And the woman, I could tell that she wasn't, but she said she was. So I kept saying, I was like, no, it's okay. I can come back later. It's no problem. I can come back. And she kept saying, no, it's fine. I was like, no, it's okay. I can come back. And in that moment, that woman expressed vulnerability, right? She showed like an insecurity, like a people pleaser tendency. Like she showed a difficulty with setting boundaries, with saying no when she meant no, right? And my response to that was I recognized it and just gave her some more time. When we came back to that table, my trainer's predatory instincts activated. And all of a sudden, I hadn't seen her do this yet, all of a sudden, she started attacking that woman verbally. Not like insults, but like energetically, she started like is it negging? Is that the word? Negging? I don't know what the word is for what she did, but she was making cruel jokes, like making fun of the woman, like cruelly. And so in that moment when I saw that, I was like, what? This is crazy. And I thought it was really messed up. And so it's like basically my trainer, whether consciously or not, she recognized that the woman had bad boundaries, and that gave her the okay to treat her poorly. And she did. So this is what predatory instincts look like in people. Have you seen predatory instincts? It's really cool to see it clearly. And the way that you can see these dynamics so clearly is through self-trust, right? I don't have the mechanisms that the Matrix installs into you anymore that force you to gaslight yourself and distrust your own perception and basically be a victim to these types of people. You see them clearly, and that terrifies them. But if you thought that these insights that I shared with you were cool, and you want to like have your own insights like this and see like this, I have a process on my website in my bio, and I'll put it in the description, that you can buy. It's called Following the Thread. It's a journaling process, a 5-step framework that teaches you how to journal for insight. In there, I'll teach you the framework. I also authentically demonstrate the framework and literally show you how I produced an insight using the framework. And some more explanations to help you use this framework to bring the light and the awareness to your subconscious mind and your unconscious thoughts. That creates insight, the ability to see inward, bring light to your unconscious. So yeah, if you'd like that, you can check it out in my description. And thank you for watching.